So I was minding my own business shortly after a community post bringing up the possibility of more aisle duels, similar to what you saw when I wrecked only tacos. When I was DM'd by one of my Discord members about an aisle YouTuber that was open to the possibility of challenging me to a duel. Naturally, I have my suspicions about random folks challenging me out of nowhere, but this YouTuber in question had about 200 subscribers at the time, now closer to 300. So it was clear they had people I could embarrass my opponent in front of had an audience that came back time and time again for more for content despite the very suspicious avatar. This nasty furball typically makes quick work of the mercenaries, resulting in smooth true champion runs, despite not trimming her footage for more viewer-friendly content. I mean, I know you guys very well. You all have short attention spans. But after getting some basic intel on my challenger, I accepted the challenge. Naturally, I had some deadlines to meet approaching the duel, while Lucasniper honed her skills to the max, preparing for a deadly showdown. What did I do to prepare, since I couldn't actually practice at all? Strategize. When we agreed on playing Aisle 8 with a day-long grace period and no Artifact B, I had a few routes planned already. The first and most obvious route I took was Drone and Artifact C. If you can't win a race to the facility, your best odds of being able to see your opponent from everywhere come from Artifact C. I even figured out a shortcut I could take to reach the drone that saved me some time and the need for a climbing gear. But just as I was about to reach the drone... Yep. Classic Roblox intervention. We waited a couple hours or more until finally we could reattempt the duel run. Lucasniper had caught on what I was doing, so when a convenient portal appeared in the stone circle for me to use, with the possibility it could go well or badly for me, I went to use it, only for Lucasniper to take it from me. Confused, I had changed my plans and started toward the underwater cave entrance, hoping to loot the facility. I found a pair of heat vision goggles at the lake, which, unlike their Aisle 9 counterpart, are remarkably good in Aisle 8. What did I see? Lucasniper's plan backfired. Badly! I was ahead in the race to the facility. I only needed to get lucky with weapon spawns. Well, a tactical pistol's not the worst, but I could have gotten better. In an attempt to slow down Lucasniper, I left the traps on and attempted to get through them as quickly as I could, hoping I had enough firepower to disable the wing room turret. I was having difficulty pulling off the shots until finally, my 11th shot, my second to last shot, finished the job. The turret was down. Unfortunately, I'd lost just enough of my lead for Lucasniper to finally catch back up to me. The best I could hope for now was to get the important stuff faster than she could, and I succeeded in stealing the experimental vision goggles and a combat shotgun. In Aisle 8, combat shotgun is considered to be one of the greatest shotguns to have in the game. One hit from that bad boy can deal 75 damage and ragdoll your target, and when that thing can fire up to 3 times in one volley, you can bet your toast in close quarters. Once I had that stuff, I ran for the exit. I had to flee the facility before my opponent could. With a split second to spare, I had shut the door to the laser tunnel in Lucasniper's face. Now I was guaranteed a good lead against Lucasniper. But as hopeful as I was weighing out the lasers, I noticed Lucasniper had managed to acquire a ballistic vest. I'd have to plan a lot more carefully if I wanted to beat that extra defense. And so, I left the facility, I went for Artifact C. This has helped me locate items and recover from any damage I would take battling her, in addition to the benefits I had from the goggles. Now initially I had sort of forgotten about the healing effect, and decided to go for a strange drink, which was conveniently nearby, and so I dropped the combat shotgun to pick it up. Big mistake, which, to be fair, I had no idea was going to happen with the Aisle 8 modifier. How was I supposed to know anyway? Treeby, fix your game! Well, now I was down some significant firepower. Without the combat shotgun, it was going to be much harder to deal with that vest. Lacking any other good options that night, I went for the drone, hoping that Droney would protect me from this ferocious creature. No, not Stan, the other creature. I didn't have to worry about Stan that night. Once I woke up, I attempted to spot my opponent with my goggles before I ran over, picked up Droney, and got some friendly assistance right after. I want everyone watching this to know right now, what you see on the screen right now is a huge rookie error. You'll see why soon enough. But as I left Droney's cave, I soon realized exactly what Lucasniper was up to while I was getting Artifact C and Droney. She was battling the mercenaries. This meant she was going to have precisely what she needed to stand any chance against me. Guns with quick arm time. But was it really enough to just get the weapons? No, she was very much going to make thorough work of the Alpha Squad. And so in the hope that I could sneak a quick shot against that vest, I ran for the scoped rifle and attempted to shoot her. But I had no luck finding any good angles to snipe her before she could get some basic equipment. So I hatched a new plan to prepare myself for the battle, which required me to power the docks and fill up a diving gear. But as I was about to arrive at the docks, Droney caught a glimpse of Lucasniper coming toward me from the mountaintop. Looked like our first fight was about to begin, and my best weapons were a pre-deployed drone and a light machine gun. Staying on target, I set a diving gear on the pump to fill up. If my plan was to have any hope of success, I had to at least keep her away from me long enough to get my diving gear as close to full as reasonably possible and make a run for it. It was during my time at the docks that I had the greatest of luck. I found a battle rifle in the back cabin. This was a weapon I could reasonably fight back with. I was going to have trouble with that vest, but I might have dealt some damage to it while I was buying the pump some time. But before long, the worst of a drone owner's fears had been realized. Remember that rookie error I had mentioned earlier? Yep, Droney was shot down. This is exactly what happens if you deploy the drone before fighting an opponent who can easily spot a drone that close to you, even in survey mode. I mean, come on, it wasn't that hard for her to spot. We traded shots with Lucasniper having the That vest took some damage, but I took a few bullets and was already in danger of dying to the next volley. My machine gun was no good. The arm time isn't fast enough to be of much use to me in that situation. We were both hesitant to approach each other, so I attempted to bait some shots. Unfortunately, B6 had not quite lost his functionality yet to IL-8 modifier obsolescence. So he was a bit of a nuisance, a hazard, and an absolute frustration all in one ominous package. So I had to decide then and there between trying to continue fighting and running away with the now full diving gear. I took the diving gear after foolishly dropping my battle rifle. Again, the machine gun was pointless to keep. Anybody who has played Isle enough times would have realized that the battle rifle was the far superior option. Look, I was panicking, okay? So I made my move and escaped the scene through the door under the docks after having some issues opening the door. I was lucky Lucasniper had no clue at all what was going on. For all she knew, she saw me take the combat shotgun from the facility and quite likely thought I was making a futile attempt to lure her into a trap. I was so oblivious to that until she had pointed that out after the duel, ironically. Now that I had made it to the cave and was out of danger, I made my way towards the observatory cave entrance and discovered there was a convenient portal. Lucasniper was no slouch in tracking me down. She had already proven as much on her way to meet me at the docks. Since I was safe in the cave, I decided to spend the night there and avoid any encounters with Stan or Lucasniper. Waking up the next day, I ran for the portal and found myself atop the mountain. Right outside radio station, in fact. If I still had my battle rifle, this would have actually been the perfect opportunity to ambush her myself. But I didn't. I instead had to keep my distance while going towards my objective. Unfortunately, we were positioned such that she was between me and where I had wanted to go. Artifact A, which was in the underwater volcano, since this was IL-8. However, I found an opportunity to potentially fix that. There was a portal in the middle of the Grand Lake. If I made it to that portal, there was a chance I could have been closer to my intended destination. Lucasniper was almost in view, so I used the water to make myself harder to target. As soon as I reached the portal, I found myself atop Droney's rock. Rest in peace, Droney. You may have saved my life once again. Time is of the essence. I thought to myself that if Lucasniper had a scoped rifle then and there, I'd be both a sitting duck and a dead duck. While this was not likely the case, even if Lucasniper had instead approached me with the rifle, what was the guarantee that my machine gun was going to be effective enough to stop her before she could? With no time to waste, I cautiously swam to the volcano, and soon found myself in possession of artifacts A and C. Lucasniper may have had a vest, but now I had my own extra layer of protection. The game was back on. I left the volcano, picked up the proximity mine at the bungalows, whatever I was going to do at that, I began looking for a way to approach her at the lighthouse. I soon had to take cover when she began pointing a scoped rifle in my direction. How about that? It was very clear I wasn't going to make it over there fast enough to do anything. Plus, I had practically revealed that I had a second artifact just by trying to go after her right after getting it. It's by this point in a duel, when you're having this much trouble fighting your opponent, it becomes clear to them that you have no plan. And when you need to improvise, you desperately need to improvise. And in my desperation, I dropped down the cliff and ran towards the docks, before falling face first into the water into a quiet, peaceful sleep. When I woke up, I realized I was practically playing by the skin of my teeth now. In my hopes to bring her into a trap, I myself had fallen into one. Realizing I was in a bad situation, I had pressed the white button and picked up a brick. Yes, aisle 9 players, bricks used to exist. I ran for the docks as quickly as possible, but all too soon she was ready to overpower me. And you know what the easiest way to deal with Artifact A is? Stop the user from being able to use it. Pure and simple. That said, if it wasn't for Artifact A, I would have lost the duel right then and there. But once she had activated the artifact, I used what little time I had to run for the docks, hoping I could have a base to fight back in. After a while spent swimming, I made it to the boat. I had cover, but I was in a very tight spot. And so I watched her from there, waiting for some opportunity to do something, when B6 had returned with a vengeance. I kept low to avoid getting shot, and made my way to the docks cabins. Lucasniper made it there before I could, and kept the high ground at all costs. In my limited experience with Artifact A, I thought I could reactivate it by getting shot after a minute or so of a previous activation. I was wrong. Baiting out shots wasn't going to do me much good, other than wasting her ammo. I made a desperate attack with my machine gun, landing 2 hits as Lucasniper landed 4 shots on me. I was dead in the next 2. I had made my way behind a rock, and conditions were in my favor. I probably would have won with the machine gun right there, but I couldn't afford any more risky maneuvers while my health was this low. It was a long few minutes of waiting for one person to do something, when the most unexpected thing happened. The elites were coming for us. Perhaps Lucasniper brought them here, I thought. Perhaps this was an opportunity to either win or run from the fight. Lucasniper was already backing out. This was not the place to be fighting the elites. So I too escaped that scene, and once I was on some better ground, used a portal to get as far away from the elites as possible. Back up on the mountain, I had started making my way towards the Grand Lake, where Lucasniper was going. She was going for ammunition, so I went for the scoped rifle and attempted to shoot her, hoping to finally be rid of that vest. Unfortunately, she had stayed under the water's surface to avoid getting shot. You can't aim at someone below the surface of the water without being able to see below the surface yourself. But just as I found what seemed to be the perfect opportunity for a scoped shot, that didn't go according to plan, and wasted Artifact A yet again. I feel like I must have hit part of the lake cabin while the Lancer shot me right through it, but I don't remember Aisle 8 Lancer well enough to say whether or not that was what happened. Lucasniper told me after the match that I just had a bad angle, and she was probably right. I had to get out of that spot right away, because I was sure I was getting cornered by the elites. At the very least, Specialist was stuck where he couldn't get me, so I followed the edge of the archipelago all the way to the lighthouse cave entrance. I had thought about killing Specialist for the Gatling gun, but with Lucasniper present, I didn't feel like taking any chances, especially with Lucasniper right there, ready to gun me down once again. I had to prepare for a final showdown, because this duel had dragged on long enough. I ran through the cave to the docks, remembering my battle rifle was there, and had equipped myself ready to fight to the death. This was it. I was either going to win this battle and upload glorious victory footage, or lose this battle and upload the duel footage with a few battle scars, because I had agreed to it, although it took me a few months longer than I had intended. Lucasniper was ready. I attempted to get the first strike and failed miserably. I was lucky to be alive by 2 hits. By the time I had taken cover, Lucasniper made a bold move to get closer. It's like she had realized by that point I no longer had the shotgun or something. Bad timing for drowsiness, I'll say. And of all the things to have happen, I had B6 appear, keeping me contained in this cabin with Lucasniper on the roof, looking for an opportunity to strike. Was this game against me once again? In this terrible position? I got lucky. B6 was stuck. I kept Lucasniper at bay long enough to fall asleep right as B6 finally became unstuck. Using the camera trick, I kept track of my surroundings. I knew I needed to make a move to escape this situation once I woke up, and fast. And so, I woke up running from B6. I ran to the front, relying on Artifact A to give me a free shot or two. And none of my shots landed. I ran up to the roof, machine gun in hand. No shots fired, no opportunity to hit. I went down to the back cabin after a vicious game of tag and landed one good shot with the machine gun, but by this point, she very much knew by now my shotgun was non-existent. This was our epic final clash. We fired many shots while running around the cabin walls, hoping to finally overcome the other. If I could get Artifact A to work again, victory would be nearly unquestionably mine. We could hardly get any good shots on each other, and I decided to break from the loop to go below the docks and run for the side of the cabin. Now, I want everyone to look at this and realize just how much of a missed opportunity this was. Had I shot B6, Lucasniper would have been ragdolled, and I might have been able to take advantage of this to get Lucasniper in an even worse position. Now, Lucasniper, with more room to move around, had gotten atop the cabin again. I attempted to get on the roof and reach a point of cover where Lucasniper presented me an opportunity to fire. Wait, that wasn't supposed to happen. Wasn't that the moment I machine gunned her into oblivion? Or even used the battle rifle? Or maybe an orbital strike? Okay, fine, there's no way I'm getting out of this now. Yeah, I lost that duel. I was a bit bolder than I could have afforded to be, and disappointed all the fans that voted for me on yesterday's community post. But Agent, you don't upload videos where you fail challenges. Why did you upload this? Well, I have 4 reasons for this. First, because aside from the whole walking simulator feel of the game, this was a fun duel, and it taught me some tactics I had not properly considered. Second, because I figured it would be her chance to get her channel a bit more attention, and I don't mind helping out a fellow content creator every now and then. So now that you've seen what Lucasniper is capable of, consider checking out her channel linked in the description. She does lots of true champion challenges with different weapons, and has also killed Mantis with the sword before I even did. So if you have any TC challenges for her, check out her channel and see if there's something she hasn't already done. Third, because I totally get amusement out of embarrassing myself in front of my audience, like I do all the time on my streams. And fourth, because I figured you guys would enjoy this video regardless of what happened. There were many close calls throughout the duel, and we each had our strong moments throughout the duel. If I end up challenging another IL YouTuber again, or even rematching against Lucasniper, which is rather unlikely given how long this duel dragged on, I've got some new approaches to try, whether we play on IL 8 or IL 9. At any rate, thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe, and you guys may get to hear Frog's voice within the next few weeks or so. See you guys next mission. We'll get him next time, I'm sure.